The border blame game. Texas Governor Greg Abbott pointing the finger at the Biden administration for the recent surge of migrants and potential dangers at the southern border. He says, quote, while Border Patrol agents do babysitting, that provides opportunity for cartels. Joining me now, former acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, former ICE director, and a Fox News contributor, Tom Homan. Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
You just got back from spending 4 days in the Rio Grande Valley. What did you see?
I saw chaos. One Border Patrol agent, I asked him, how are you handling this? And his response is, it's broken arrow. It's broken arrow. Because we got a surge we can't handle. We got so many things being thrown at us. We're undermanned. And a lot of, he says there's over 1,000 gotaways a day based on cameras, traffic, and center traffic that they can't respond to because, like Governor Abbott says, they're so tied up taking care of these families in these centers, half the Border Patrol is no longer on the line performing their duties. So when the border's half protected, that's when the drugs flow in, that's when the bad people flow in, the MS-13 gang members. The cartels are taking advantage of this humanitarian crisis and turning it into a national security crisis.
Well, what do you make of the criticism that it was the Biden administration that also contributed to this crisis? I mean, we have to admit that these numbers surged after President Biden took office.
It's absolutely because of the Biden administration. I wrote an op-ed for Fox in July of 2020 saying if Biden became president, we will lose the border. It doesn't take a border expert to realize all the promises and enticements he made about ending ICE detention, moratorium on deportation, ending remain in Mexico, amnesty, DACA, free health care. When you make that type of promises, the whole world wakes up and says, let's go to the United States. We won't be detained, we won't be deported, and we'll get free health insurance. The Biden administration caused this surge, and it's not by accident, it's by design. They want open borders. Joe Biden folded to the progressive left and win an election. He sold out our national security to win that election, and here we have open borders.
He did promise that. You're right. That we have to remember history here. I want to show this video again, and I know that it's been out there for a couple of days, but when the Border Patrol agents got this video of these two young Ecuadorian sisters, 3 and 5, dropped over a 14-foot fence by the smugglers, El Paso Border Patrol chief told Fox News yesterday that the girls, I mean, they're okay. Their mother's in New York. My question is, we have this on video. How many things are happening on the border that we don't have on video? How many things are happening down there the reporters and the cameras aren't seeing, aren't finding out about?
Well, a lot of things are happening. Like, I spent over 30 years investigating these criminal organizations, and look, they torture, and they have actually tortured and killed migrants that couldn't afford to pay their smuggling fees. Doctors Without Borders did an independent study and determined that 31% of all women that make that journey get sexually assaulted by the cartels. People are dying. Cartels are getting rich. But then again, when the ones that celebrated the most during this election was the criminal cartels in Mexico, because President Trump had the most secure border I've seen in my entire career, and the Biden administration tore it apart in 2 weeks. When they heard Biden make those promises, cartels geared up in late last year saying, we're back in business. If this guy wins, we're back in business. They're making millions of dollars a day because of the Biden border policies.
Steve Moore, get into this.
Well, first of all, thank you for your service to our country and helping secure our border. And it's a travesty to see what's happening right now. By the way, when Congress passes laws that says that illegal immigrants can get these $1,400 payments, they can get free health care, and they can get all these other benefits, it certainly is a lure to people coming. And my question for you is, when Trump was president, he came up with a very good pro-growth immigration reform bill for our legal immigration system. But it seems to me it's going to be very difficult to get legal immigration reform done, something the Wall Street Journal has long advocated, if we don't have a secure border. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Secure borders should come first. Now, we keep bailing water out of the boat and we don't plug the hole in the boat. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and this amnesty bill is currently pending, written by the Democrats. This is similar to the bill in 1986, which I'm old enough that I was around during that time, and they simply wrote a bill saying, we're going to make you qualify for amnesty. You just got to commit a little bit of fraud. Back in that time, estimates are as high as 80% of everybody that applied for amnesty committed fraud because they didn't qualify. And that's what the 1,000 gotaways I just told you about, with Border Patrol, somebody's got the 1,000 gotaways. These are people that don't want to get caught. Why? Because they're going to get the United States, they're going to claim they've been here for the last 2 years, and they're going to claim amnesty. I mean, this is this Biden border policy. Well, there really is no border policy. It's open border policy. But these policies are driving the most vulnerable people in this world, put themselves in the hands of criminal cartels to come to the United States because they've been invited by the Biden administration.
Yeah,
action speaks louder than words. They can say don't come all they want. When they see thousands of people being released every day, action speaks louder than words.
I mean, the desperation by these people. I did hear the president say at one point that he was going to deal directly with the countries where they're coming from. Okay, well, if you can fix Ecuador, President Biden, then great. If you can stop migrant caravans that way, sure. Doubtful, yes. Tom Homan. Tom, thank you very much. It was good to see you.
Thanks for having me.